What's happening, people? We all we got in this bitch, episode 9. Today, we gotta talk about. I got into a couple of spat over the internet with a sister, a black woman to be exact. And it's an issue that's been bothering me for a number of years. I think episode 3 was kind of me going off on it, but that was all out of anger. I came at it from a very negative point of view. But this time I want to attempt to be a little bit more educational with this shit, even though I'm going to be making the same point. Okay, you see this photo I got up here, so you kind of know the direction that I'm going in. This episode is all about motherfucking Stockholm Syndrome. Now, I'm about to pull the definition for Stockholm Syndrome up. I don't know if you can see this. I doubt if you can. But Stockholm Syndrome, feelings of trust or affection felt in certain cases of kidnapping or hostage taking by a victim towards a captor. Okay. Now, let me tell you, Stockholm is a place in Sweden. It's where a bank robbery happened in the 70s, so it's a relatively new term, Stockholm Syndrome. 1973. You see what I'm saying? A convicted criminal on leave from prison held up a bank, taking 4 hostages. During the ensuing crisis, the police agreed to bring his friend to the bank, and the two bonded with the hostages, whom acted to protect their captors, despite being repeatedly threatened by them. So that's what happened in Stockholm, Sweden in 1973. A bunch of people got fucking kidnapped in a bank. And because the motherfuckers talked to him real nice, maybe gave him a job or two, kissed him in the mouth like this white man doing right here, they started defending him. They actually tried to help him escape. So this is what we dealing with, man. Like, I got into a little spat with a sister. I'm pretty sure from me doing that whole rundown, you know where I'm going with this shit. I got into a spat with a sister, man, and I don't think black women are understanding how their whole rhetoric and their whole ideology is starting to become a mirror. I don't even know if it's starting to become. It might have always been this way. It's been a fucking mirror image of white supremacist rhetoric. Whenever you arguing with a sister about what's going on in our community, they gonna say black men is killing each other. They basically gonna use the fucking black on black crime argument. Black men killing each other. Same thing racist white supremacists do when you arguing with them about something, about some cruddy shit that they did. They're gonna say racism was a long time ago, slavery was a long time ago. Look at Chicago. They're gonna use Chicago. That's what they do nationally. That's why they don't want to help the situation in Chicago. Why would you want to help when that's gonna take away a major talking point for you? Because if you ain't got nobody to blame, what you gonna do? Then motherfuckers gonna start looking at you. Always need a scapegoat. And black men have been a fucking scapegoat. It don't matter if we up, if we down. When we up, all they gotta do is burn our shit or shoot us in the fucking head. When we down, they still gonna blame us for the shit. Niggas ain't got no control over nothing, but apparently everything is our fault. How the fuck everything our fault? We don't even have no control over our own families. But since the black family failing, it's the man. Yeah. Go to court, try to get custody over your kid. See how hard that shit gonna be. don't even got control over their own families. But if the family fail, it's our fault. You dig? And now what I was arguing about, because I was like giving, listen, I'm not no, my education, I'm self-educated, so I ain't went to no school. I'm not going to be able to pull out no bunch of statistics and shit like a journalist might be able to. I just know the fucking facts from living life. I've been out here and I've been having to deal with this shit firsthand. This is firsthand experience. So I'm not going to be able to cite no study. I just know the facts as I see them, as I experience them in life. And a lot of what's been done out here, so systemic racism, right? Systemic racism is aimed at black men in particular. When it comes to aid from the system, talking about welfare, child support, food stamps, Section 8, all of that shit. Not to say that black men can't apply or not receiving none of that shit, but overwhelmingly it benefits it benefits a bunch of different people, but between black people, men and women, overwhelmingly black women benefit from that shit. So almost every positive policy that's come from the dominant society, from white folks, almost every positive policy, black women benefit from it substantially over black men. Every negative policy is specifically aimed at black men in particular. 3 strikes, that type of shit. The whole fucking dope game. All black men. The prison pipeline. All of that. And I even pull back to fucking Jim Crow and lynchings. All of that shit. Because I'm not sitting up here saying that black women wasn't lynched. But for every photograph for every one black woman you see get lynched in a photograph, there's goddamn, I'm going to use a realistic number. There's probably 30 or 40 black men. For every one woman that you see, that's probably 30 or 40 black men. I mean, there's photos of multiple black men. And this is just the ones they took pictures of. We ain't talking about all the shit that actually happened. What I'm saying is, man, we really reaching a point where we gonna have to decide, like, what the fuck is really going on. Like, your enemy, the enemy. For one thing, I learned in life is that motherfuckers will use the person against you that can hurt you the most. And every fucking man want or need a woman in his life. So if your enemy really truly wants to wipe you off the face of the planet, he wants to discredit you and destroy you, of course he's going to use your fucking woman against you. They've been training them in their fucking school system for centuries. So why do you think that black women excel? And the school system that we go through here in America is a Eurocentric school system. It's designed by Europeans for the benefit of Europeans. We all fucking know this. Everything in America has been for the benefit of Europeans. I was in a cab with a Muslim brother. He, you know what I'm saying, a baseball game was letting out. He called all the white folks the Europeans and shit. I had never really thought of it that way. Now it's my favorite way to talk to white people. We just call them Europeans because that's who the fuck y'all are. You're Americans, whatever. Y'all come from Europe. But We have a Eurocentric education system, and our women have been allowed to get a head start in that. And even like right now, we ain't even gonna talk about a head start. That shit don't even anything that's valuable is not made mandatory in the fucking school system. Doing your own taxes is valuable. They're not gonna teach you that. Me, I'm a big advocate of the art of war. I think every black family should mandatory. The art of war should be mandatory reading for each and every black household in America. Every fucking black man, woman, and child should read the art of war. They'll make fucking the Diary of Anne Frank. That shit is mandatory. Either you read the book or watch the movie. But something as important as the art of war, that shit is not getting. No, we ain't teaching that. We're not gonna push that. We're not gonna teach these niggas about strategy and warfare. Because what's politics, strategy, and warfare? We don't want them to know about this shit. See, I probably said this before in another video. It's episode 9. I'm pretty sure I said it in another video. When you recognize strategy, when you learn strategy, you recognize when it's being used against you. And I think the problem with our women is they don't understand how they're being used against us. Either they don't understand it, which is ignorance, or what I think might be the sad truth is they do understand it and they don't give a shit because they benefit from it. This is the same thing when you talk to these white folks. Why do you think slavery took so long to get abolished? Hundreds and hundreds of years of putting a nigga underneath you before you feel comfortable enough to say, okay, now we can let our foot up off of them a little bit. Because niggas already got so far ahead. Now it's safe. It's safe to let them loose now. Because we got this system in place. We know how it works. We can always use it. We can always change it and manipulate it against them. So it was safe to abolish slavery. That's why they did it. Man, this shit. Look at this fucking photo, man. And I seen this somewhere before. I had to use it because it just like paints the picture perfectly. Virginian luxuries. A woman getting kissed. The man getting whipped. And that's exactly what the fuck is going on. Like this is metaphorical and it's literal. Listen, sisters, I know this shit hard. I know it's difficult. You're gonna have to deal with some shit you don't want to deal with. But at least try to understand that you're not the only one. You feel me? Like, what you think niggas going through? I can't stand niggas neither. Every time I'm trying to do something, it's always a nigga in the way. But I never turn coat and say, oh, black on black crime. No. Because I know niggas that killed some people, and I know they not bad people. The system is fucked up, and they ain't got too many different choices. And the people that's in their way, unfortunately, they can't get nowhere else. It's only black people around them. I got some spies listening to me right now, so I can't even. This fuck around and be part 1. Part 1 of the Get Down. Stockholm Syndrome. I hope I gave out enough information before I wasn't planning on having to stop this shit, but you know, I hate having people listening to my shit, so I'll get back up with y'all with part 2 when I think of some more shit I want to hit y'all with. Holla back.